Namaste Bitya, I am JVN Dr. Suman Shekhawat, Faculty of Ayurvedic Sciences, Department of Kai Chikitsa, Jyoti Vidyapit Women's University, Jaipur. Today we will discuss on examination of cardiovascular system. In the series of examination of cardiovascular system, today we will talk auscultation of heart. The diaphragm and the bell of the stethoscope permit appreciation of high and low pitch auscultatory events respectively. The apex, lower left sternal edge, upper left sternal edge, and upper right sternal edge should be auscultated in turn. These locations correspond respectively to the mitral, tricuspid, pulmonary, and aortic areas and loosely identify site at which sounds or murmur arising from the four valves are best heard. Routine of auscultation of the heart is auscultation at apex with diaphragm. Reposition patient on left side. Please turn into your left side. Listen with diaphragm, mitral regurgitation and then bell, mitral stenosis. Return patient to original position, reclining at 45 degree. Auscultate with diaphragm at lower left sternal edge, tricuspid regurgitation, tricuspid stenosis, ventricular septal defect. Auscultate with diaphragm at upper left sternal edge, pulmonary stenosis, pulmonary regurgitation, patent ductus arteriosus. Auscultate with diaphragm at upper right sternal edge, aortic stenosis, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Sit patient forward. Auscultate with diaphragm. At lower left sternal edge is held expiration, aortic regurgitation. Breathe in, breathe out, and stop. Auscultate over the carotid arteries. Radiation of murmur or aortic stenosis. Carotid artery root. S1 sound. First sound is S1 sound. This corresponds to mitral and tricuspid valve closure. At the onset of systole, it is attenuated in mitral stenosis because prolonged diastolic filling through the narrowed valve ensure that the thickened leaflet are widely separated at the onset of systole. Second sound is S2. The second sound corresponds to aortic and pulmonary valve closure following ventricular ejections. S2 is single during expiration. Inspiration, however, causes physiological splitting into aortic followed by pulmonary components because increased venous return to the right side of the heart delays pulmonary valve closure. Third and fourth sound S3 and S4. The third and fourth are low frequency sound that occurs early and late in diastolic respectively with present. They give a characteristic gallop to the cardiac rhythm. Both sounds are best heard with the bell of stethoscope. At the cardiac apex, they are caused by abrupt tension of the ventricular valve following rapid diastolic filling. Next is in the elderly, S4 is sometimes physiological. More commonly, however, it is pathological and occurs when vigorous atrial contraction late in diastole. It requires to augment filling of hypertrophied non-compilent ventricles like hypertension, aortic stenosis, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Next is systolic clicks and opening snaps. Valve opening, unlike valve closure, is normally silent. In aortic stenosis, however, valve opening produces a click in early systole that precedes the ejection murmur. The click is audible only if the valve cusps are salient and non-calcified. Next is the murmur sound. Heart murmur are caused by turbulent flow within the heart and great vessels. Occasionally, the turbulence is caused by increased flow through a normal valve, usually aortic pulmonary, producing an innocent murmur. However, murmur may also indicate valve disease or abnormal communication between the left and right side of the heart. Example, septal defect. Murmur are timed according to the phase of systole of diastole during which they are audible. It is inadequate to describe the timing of a murmur as systole or diastolic without more specific reference to the length of the murmur and the phase of the systole and diastole during which is heard. Systolic murmur are mid-systolic, pensystolic or late systolic. Diastolic murmurs are early diastolic, mid-diastolic or pre-systolic in timing. Continuous murmur are audible in both phases of the cardiac cycle. Next is friction rubs and venous humps. A friction rub occurs in pericarditis. It is best heard in maintained expiration with the patient leaning forward as a high-pitched scratching noise audible during any part of the cardiac cycle and over any part of the left precordium. A continuous venous hum at the base of the heart reflect hyperkinetic jugular venous flow. It is particularly common in infant and usually disappear on lying flat. Finishing the cardiovascular examination. The assessment of the cardiovascular system should be concluded with the examination of organomegaly. Abdomen for organomegaly, hepatomegaly in heart failure, splenomegaly in infective endocarditis, and renal abnormalities in hypertension, and abdominal aortic aneurysm. Auscultation of the chest base for crackles related to impaired LV function and urine analysis for proteinuria and hematuria. Thank you. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University Jaipur. I hope you all are satisfied with this session. If you feel any kind of problem with this session, please mention it in comment box. Thank you.